I figured out the name of that game.
Looks like we're on the stream. We got a heck of a show for you all. I was a little late. I had
Oh,
to.
BB and Tina at the Horse Farm is the name of the
Yeah.
game. You should see this. Sorry.
Give me the link, man. I'll take a peek at it in a minute. Um. Had to restart and stuff, so that's why we got a little late for the pre-show. But we are here. Lots to talk about on today's show. We've got a little bit of news. We've got. I'm excited for today's show. Really. We're going to have something that's never been done on RPGrinders and reviews today. Stinkos are going to be great. Sweeto's going to be great. We're going to have.
Speaking of, I need to fix that.
We're going to we're going to have round 2, the greatest great game show of all time tournament. Still some big ones in there. Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, the mainstays. Will an upset? Will Pyramid take the whole thing? We will see. Stinkos and Sweetos are going to be awesome as usual.
I didn't get to watch Black Widow.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff. I mean, decent action movie. I mean, in the grander scheme of things, doesn't really mean much to the MCU, but I'll get to it.
Well, from what I heard, it gives Black Widow a character because they didn't do that before.
Yeah, but I mean,
or at least they didn't give her a good character.
Well, we'll talk about it later on. Don't need that anymore. I do need this, so I could real quickly fill in the tournament. Let's see if I can get that going real quick here. I had a little bit of audio issues playing videos, so I had to restart. But we're just waiting for Breakman. Let me get out of that. Let's see. That's what I need there. Then I can type in all the who's left in the tournament. Not a lot of surprises going into the tournament, Eric. I thought a couple more.
I'm actually kind of mad that my copy of Legend of Mana Remastered isn't here yet, because PlayAsia usually takes a month for me to get anything, but for the last 2 games I got, they came within a month. But, I guess I'm guessing the games I bought were being shipped from somewhere else. That's why I got here so much quicker.
Yeah. Should be an interesting show today. Glad you could all join us for pre-show banter. How was your week, Eric?
Sony, I'm not sure if that's the great way to combat scalpers, to up the price of your console.
Yeah, I know. It's so stupid. It's not going to matter. They'll still make a profit. Still filling in who.
It might deter some people because they can't sell any anyways because nobody can buy one.
I think it should be up to the retailers. The retailers should put a strict limit of 1 console per address. Like visible, like.
Or if you somehow walk into the store and get one, only get one.
Yeah, exactly.
I managed to get my order in for the Switch OLED.
I like the Switch OLED, although I'm waiting. I don't really need it. I mean, it's a real pretty screen. If they would have
got a launch console, so I've got reasons.
If they yeah, you do have reasons, Eric, but I mean, I got a regular Switch and I'm okay with that right now. The screen's nice. It's definitely nice, but
it's a Vita screen.
Yep.
Well, with the added resolution that the Vita didn't have, but
yeah.
It's been raining all week this week, and it's been humid and hot.
It's been really humid here in Denver. I was talking to Bernie about that. It's been more humid in Denver than I can ever remember.
Oh wow, our Metroid Fusion randomizer has been made.
Oh, that's cool.
I'd like to see some randomization runs.
Yeah.
Because that game isn't really designed for it, so they broke the game to make it work.
Let's see. I'm still typing out.
That was one of its biggest flaws. It was too linear. I mean, all Metroid games are linear, but they give you some leeway.
I don't mind linearity.
Because you can always sequence break and then go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But the way it was designed specifically to be played a certain way. Because it was trying to tell a story rather than it being a proper Metroidvania.
Right. Wow, there's a dark horse. Floor is lava. Is still in it. Okay, that's done. I can rest a lot easier.
I hate how when I load a player in some other person's stream and I unmute it, it stays unmuted for every other stream.
Yeah.
It should be stream specific.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. What do we got going here? Let me look at that. Oh, wow. BB and Tina at the horse farm for the PS5. And it's only $33, Eric. Are you going to do a review on this?
No.
Darn it. You should get this. We should get this when it goes on sale, Eric. And then we should do a review for Grinders. BB and Tina at the horse farm. I know you.
It's a weird mixture of terrible HD 2D artwork and absolutely wretched looking 3D models.
I don't even see any screenshots.
You can look at the sidebar and...
Oh, I see. Oh, God. That looks awful. What is it? Just like one mini game? It's even in 4K. Holy shit. 18 challenging writing missions.
No, it's probably an upscale because it was probably originally going to be a PS4 game.
Yeah, because they do have a PS4 version of it. Wow, that's insane. Okay. But we're going to have a fun show for everybody today. Of course, we got our tournament, round 2.
And maybe that game will be the out of the chute of that generation.
Out of the chute was awesome, man. I don't know what you're talking about, Eric. That was the greatest game ever. What was that, PS2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there were any other versions of that.
God damn it! They should. I should petition for them to do an out of the chute for.
Now I'm waiting for Cabela, the next Cabela or Duck Dynasty game to come out.
Yeah. No, we need out of the chute for the PS5.
Which is funny because I don't think Dynasty is even a thing anymore.
Yeah.
It's like it'd be right on brand for them to release a game on a show that is basically dead.
We need out of the chute for PS5. I think that would be appropriate, don't you, Eric? I mean, since PS2, we haven't had an out of the chute. It's time to revive that franchise.
I wonder how much it would cost to get the rights.
Oh my God! Even if they got like a remaster, out of the chute remaster, I would totally get that, Eric. Let's see, out of the chute. Oh man, I totally forgot about that game, Eric. We're just waiting on Breakman. If you're just joining us, the show's RPGrinders. This is Frank. I'm on with Eric, RPG. Like I said, we're waiting for break. But it's going to be a hell of a show today. We've got our tournament going on.
Man, it's obscure that I can't even get Google results for it.
History will be made on RPGrinders tonight, or at least RPGrinders history. Should be a fun show. You know, something that has never been done on RPGrinders is going to be done tonight by yours truly during reviews. So I'm pretty proud of this accomplishment too. Not even Eric knows or Break until we get there.
Wait. There's a PBR out of the chute for Nintendo Wii.
Oh yeah, there is, Eric. Yes.
Okay, so there hasn't been an out of the chute since the Wii.
Yeah, we need a revival of that franchise. I want a 4K version of Out of the Chute on the PS5 immediately. Who's the publisher of that, Eric? Do you know?
Brave Entertainment.
Brave Entertainment. Make it happen. That's what I'm saying. Just make it happen. This game has to happen.
I didn't even know that PBR was a brand.
Yeah, Pro Bull Riding Association.
Was that the full name of the PS2 game?
Yeah, I think it was PBR Out of the Chute. God damn, that was a great game, Eric.
Wait, did they come out at the same time? So there's a Wii version and a PS2 version?
No, I think the Wii version came way later. I think they ported it over.
Well, I don't know. This eBay says 2008, and the Wii one says 2008.
No, I don't think they came out at the same time though, Eric.
Maybe it was a reprint or something.
Yeah.
Why would you reprint a game?
I don't know, man. Maybe they came out with such a limited quantity at first that they felt that compelled to re-release it or something. I don't know.
Oh, look, you can buy PBR Out of the Chute at PlayAsia. I mean, it's out of stock, but the listing's still there.
Wow, that's crazy. You can still find it. I see it every once in a while, like on eBay for like $2 or stupid places. Like I think even GameStop. The last time I went in, they had a couple copies of PBR Out of the Chute. Which who would buy that game, man? Honestly, of course I would. Especially.
I didn't see anything like that at GameStop. So maybe it's based on state lines.
Yeah.
It's like they determine which regions will get that game.
Yeah. If you're just joining us, we're waiting for Breakman to join on in. It's going to be a fun show today. Got our tournament going on still. The greatest game shows of all time, round 2. We're down to 16 left. Some of the heavy hitters are there, like Jeopardy. Wheel of Fortune, of course, Price is Right. So we've got a few heavy hitters, some favorites. And we got some dark horses like Double Dare. Eric,
see, I wonder if some people bought Out of the Chute on Wii just to use it as a dildo or something, or a vibrating dildo.
Gross. That'd be so gross.
They couldn't get res on the Wii, so they did that.
Oof, oh boy. We got a little bit of news, so that's cool. I gotta mute these things and get them ready to go. We're just waiting on break to get on in, and then we will start the show proper. Is anybody in chat? Let me see if anybody's in chat. Doesn't look like anybody's there just yet. So there we go. If you listen on the archives, I know this is riveting radio, but we gotta do what we gotta do. Gotta wait for break. I think that's going to be the name of this show. Wait for break.
Waiting on Mr. Breakman instead of waiting for Miss Daisy.
Yeah, instead of driving Ms. Daisy, waiting for Mr. Breakman.
Welcome back, Breakman.
Yeah.
Instead of welcome back, Cotter.
I was looking at the news, Eric, and we got a story on this man-eater, and we'll get to it. What's up, Freak5? Let us know if you can hear us. Freak5 is in chat. And if you want to join chat, we're live every Friday, 7 Eastern Time. We have not started the show yet. Waiting on Breakman to get things going here. Should be a fun one today, though. Something that's never been done on RPGrinders is going to be done today during reviews. You guys are going to want to check that out. If you're listening on the archives, we are live every Friday, 7 Eastern Time. Thanks, Freak. I appreciate it. Join the chat. It's usually pretty fun. Usually, a few of the grinders out there join chat, so you'll be in very fine company, except for Freak5. No, I'm kidding. Everybody's cool in chat. Some interesting news today for sure. So you guys are going to want to stick around for that. You're going to want to stick around for reviews for sure. History's going to be made tonight. Of course, history's made every night, but you know what I'm saying. I think it's going to be a heck of a show. We got round 2 of our greatest game show of all time. Freak 5, who do you think is going to win the whole thing? We've got some heavy hitters still left in the tournament. What's your dark horse, Freak 5? I'm looking at the list, and I'm going to say my dark horse to win it all is going to be either Double Dare or Let's Make a Deal. Those are my dark horses. And if I had to pick a favorite, I would probably pick... I would probably pick Wheel of Fortune, knowing these guys. If it's going to be a favorite. Lots to talk about on the show today, but lots of reviews. We're just waiting on Breakman to join. Let me check Twitter to make sure everything is kosher with the Breakster. He usually communicates with me if there's anything wrong there. But I did... let's see. Break is something else on Twitter, man. If you guys aren't following the RPGrinders Twitter, Break runs it, and he's
so what?
Really
did he get permanently banned on his other account or something?
What's that?
Did he get a permanent ban on his other account?
Well, he deactivated it, I think, the Breakman account. I don't know. Freak 5 says I don't know. I don't know what you're I don't knowing, but where's Break, man? I don't see any messages, so we should be good to go. I did get a chance to watch Loki.
Apparently there's going to be a season 2.
That's spoilers, Eric. That's spoilers.
Well, how's it spoilers? It's been news for a couple days now.
It's still spoilers. Oh, he doesn't. You don't know what your dark horse is, Freak 5? You don't even want to take a guess? You might be right. Just waiting on... we'll wait a couple more minutes for a break, and then we'll start the show. I know he'll be here, so we'll just go ahead and start it without break. But we'll give him a chance to get on in. Let's see if he's in the... I bet you he's having computer issues or Skype issues or something. Yeah, I don't see him in the chat there. So, if you're just joining us, the show's RPGrinders. We're live every Friday, 7 Eastern Time on twitch.tv/RPGrinders, or you can follow or search YouTube, RPGrinders, and we're there as well. Although everybody's in the Twitch chat. So, Eric, this is episode 650. That's kind of a milestone. Also, we're coming up on 10,000 views on Twitch, so that's kind of a cool milestone there. We hit a couple of milestones on Podbean, like amount of episodes and a couple of other things, downloads. Oh, MXT is in chat. On the 7th day, he says, of the 7th hour, the great Hamalupuje will rise from the grave and seek revenge on the Frank Branches, he says. What's up, MXT? Welcome on in. We have not started the show yet.
Some Hawaiian thing.
What's that? What's that, Eric?
Oh.
Yeah. I think Break is there now, so... All hail Hamalupuje.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to talk about the Nickelodeon Smash game?
We can. I don't know anything about it. What's up, MXT?
I'm surprised you don't, but oh
well. Let's add Break into the convo here. See if he gets on in here, and then we will get the show started. We'll get the party started. Hey, MXT, I'm making history tonight. Stick around for reviews, because something that's never happened on RPGrinders is happening tonight. It's nothing super major, but pretty fun little thing. In all the years that Grinder's been around, this has never been done, so I'm about to do it tonight. Just waiting on Break to answer the call. Uh, calling. I'm calling. You'll finally admit that Legend of Dragoon is the greatest spell. Nope, that's not
Yeah,
what's
it's called
going on.
Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
Okay. Never heard of it. Just waiting for Break to pick up the phone. Pick up, wherever you are, Break, man. Now it says unavailable. Damn it. What the fuck? Oh, man. It says unavailable, Break. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. See if anybody else has joined chat since MXT is in chat. Oh, Commander Root's in there. So welcome on in, Commander Root. Just waiting. If you're just joining, just waiting for Breakman to join the fray. Might be having some computer issues or something because he's not responding.
Yeah, I guess we can have Stinkos at Japan's expense this week.
Oh, what? With the summer games?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I think they did a couple of good things, man. They're not letting fans attend, which is good.
Do you see the beds they're giving them? No. Cardboard beds that are likely to break easily.
Ugh. I think they should have postponed it.
And it's weird because, like, do Olympians have sex with each other often during the Olympics? Because they're specifically not supposed to this year or something.
Wait,
I don't. You know.
Who's not supposed to have sex?
It's like, was this an issue before that they're just trying to take precautions because of COVID?
Well, yeah, the fans not in the stands for one. I don't know what else they're doing. I would have just canceled the games altogether, but you know.
Yeah, and you know what? After they had disqualified that person from doing the prelims, or several people from the prelims, they should have all striked. So it's like, you're not gonna let this person in and compete because of arbitrary bullshit racist shit. We're not gonna compete either, and you're not gonna have an Olympics without us.
Yeah. Okay, Breakman's restarting, so we'll wait on him. MXT says WWE crowds are back tonight. It's bittersweet, MXT. I mean, I understand the reason why it's awesome to have fans in the stands for sporting events, especially, and you know, concerts and stuff like that. But I think we're playing a dangerous game now, and I'll talk a little bit about it. Even though I feel fairly protected since I'm vaccinated and a lot of people are protected, doesn't mean I still can't be a carrier of COVID and get COVID. But I'm kind of worried about the Delta variant, but I'm really worried about the Lambda variant. I think we're headed to a place where we're all going to be locked down again, period. And this time it's going to be even worse because...
Well, don't forget the variants that exist that are hybrids that can also attack animals and they can be carriers.
Right, and not only that...
And there has been efforts to stymie research into developing vaccines for those specific viruses. So, yay.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with the whole thing. Like a lot more people are going to die is what I'm saying, MXT. And I just... we may get to a point where the Lambda variant or another variant that pops up is just devastating. And, you know, I mean, at that point, like, we better brace for impact because the researchers aren't going to be able to keep up with all the variants, is what I'm saying. We got very lucky with this last COVID vaccine, and it's holding up even against the Delta one. I doubt very seriously it's going to work on the Lambda variant or the hybrid variants that Eric is speaking of, or any number of other variants that could pop up. So it's getting to the point where I know for a fact the supply chain is being affected by it. I don't want to say why, but I have inside info on the supply chain. as far as like food goes. So it's getting to the point of getting really, really scary. The logistics of this thing are going to be a nightmare going forward, and it's really, really sad. Like I mean, MXT says we'll be locked down until 2024 when the Trumpster will save us.
So you mean by saving, he's gonna kill us all?
Well, maybe that's what he means. You know
Because
what?
if there's nobody alive for the virus to take, then I guess we beat the virus.
Yeah, I guess, because then the virus will have no place else to go, right? MXT, I'm gonna put a link into chat, man. I found a perfect. Actually, Eric found a perfect game for you. I know you're big on next gen stuff. This is gonna be the greatest game, other than Out of the Chute, which Eric and I discussed before you got in here. But I'm going to put a link for a game that you're going to want to pick up, MXT. I'm telling you, this is going to be the greatest game of all time. This is going to exceed your expectations even beyond Legend of Dragoon. So click on that link, MXT, and that game right there in 4K is going to be one of the greatest games ever made. I guarantee it. So I'll just wait. We're just waiting on Breakman. We have not started the show yet. We will try to hurry things when he gets on in here. Let's see if he's in there. Pre-order 5. Yeah, go ahead, man. Those things are going to be collector's items, MXT. I guarantee you will make your money back tenfold in about, I don't know, maybe 5 years. Yeah, exactly. $500 games. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. MXT, like, order 10. Shit, if you can afford 15, then feel free. So, lots to talk about on today's show.
The way the markets are working, it probably will be 500.
Yeah. Lots to talk about on today's show. We've got the second round of our tourney to determine the greatest game show of all time. Got 16 game shows left. It'll be the next Bitcoin, MXT. See, that's what I'm saying. You could pay MXT. You can pay for your future wife's fur coat with one or two of those. So I'm just saying, be pretty nice. To be able to just walk into a store and say, "Yeah, I'd like one of those fur coats. Do you take what's the name of this game? The Horse Farm game? BB and Tina's Horse Farm game? How many BB and Tina's Horse Farm games do you take? Maybe you could do one of those NFTs on it, MXT. That would be even more lucrative, Lots to talk about on the show today. The show's RPGrinders. This is Frank. I'm on with Eric. We're waiting on Break to get on in and let us know that he's good to go. I'm texting him now. But something that's never been done on RPGrinders is going to be done today during reviews. So history will be made tonight. What else?
Apparently there are rumblings that someone's trying to resurrect the Legacy of Kain games.
Ooh, that would be good. Been waiting for that. Bernie's in chat. Breakman is now in chat. So hopefully we can get him to get on the show. He's always having problems with Skype. Oh, hello. I lost Eric. Let me call Eric again. Sorry, Eric, I hung up on you on accident. Let's see if we can get Breakman on in here. I can pay my OnlyFans subs with it for life. Yeah, you sure can, man. That's a good idea, MXT. I mean, get on that, man. Order 10. Like I said, if you can get a loan, get a loan and order like 100. Shit, you'll be set for life. All right, we're just waiting for Breakman to join the fray, and then we will get started with the action here. We've got lots to talk about today. A little bit of news. Our tournament going into the second round. shit. Says unavailable. I don't know if Break's still in chat, but says he's unavailable. So I don't know what's going on here.
We need to get going though.
Yeah, I'm gonna start and then let's see. You know, this is probably like an evil ploy from Breakman. All right. Okay. I'm trying to call him now, but I don't know what's going on here. I'll try one more time, and then if not, we'll get started, Eric, with the show. We'll blaze through the news. It's not a lot of news, so let's. Any of you guys grab Skyward Sword on the Switch? I want to, MXT.
I did.
I don't have the money. I can't afford like $50 and $60 games, MXT. So it's gonna be a little while before I grab that. But I do want to grab that. That's high priority on my Switch games to get. There's very few games on Switch that I absolutely want or need, but that's definitely on the list. I'm gonna buy that at some point. Maybe used copy from somebody or something. I don't know. All right, let's get started with this, Eric, and then we'll get Break on when we can. All right, here we go. And welcome, everybody, to episode 650 of RPGrinders. We hit the little milestone there, Eric. This is Frank. I'm on with Eric the Great. Breakman the Bold will be joining us momentarily. I don't know what's going on with his Skype, but he will be here, hopefully. And then we'll go from there. But anyways, Eric, how was your week, man?
Hot, sticky, and humid.
Yeah. You know, I was
talking, and lots of raining and thunderstorms.
Yeah, I was talking
half the week.
Yeah, I was talking to Bernie. I was like, I can't remember, in all my time living in Denver, how like it's been super humid. I can't remember when it's been this humid ever in Denver. So it's been really weird. But anyways, let's get on to the news. We'll blaze through this so we can get through some fun stuff here. RPG News. All right, Eric, you're up.
Okay, Weird West has a release date window for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. And, whoa, thanks ads for totally screwing up what I was reading. Weird West is an isometric action RPG with 5 strange heroes and a weird take on the Wild West, with each the journey that intertwines with the others. The bounty hunter, the pigman, the protector, the werewolf, and the one-earist. Whatever that is. It's an in-game term probably. But anyways, so they'll each have their own story, so I guess there's good replayability at the very least. But it looks like a Diablo-ish clone.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this game last week. There was video of it. Looks actually really fun. I'm actually looking fairly forward to this, Eric. So we'll see how it turns out.
You're thinking of that other game. But
no.
This is...
We talked about
Weird
like
West. Borderlands, but if it was the actual West instead of just a wasteland.
Yeah, we talked about this game either last week or the week before, Eric. Weird West. We just didn't have a date on it, but it looks okay. I'm down.
It just says this fall, so like I guess whenever it gets approved.
Okay. All right, that's something to look forward to. Next story coming to us from RPGsite.net. NIS America announces The Cruel King and the Great Hero set to release in early 2022. A little bit of music there.
They changed the name from the Japanese release, but I forget what it was called, but it was
It
something
was
else.
previously the Liar Princess and the Blind Prince.
No,
Eric.
that was the last game they did that was like that from that
Oh,
same
okay. I
developer.
got you. So they was called something else, but this is okay. This is same makers of the Liar Princess and the Blind Prince. So there you go. Something to look forward to. It's from Nippon. Nippon usually puts out some pretty good stuff. So there you go. All right, Eric. What do we got next?
We've got the Caligula Effect 2's got a release date, and it's coming out October 19th in North America and October 22nd in Japan. So near simultaneous release is interesting.
Okay.
But I hope this game is much better than the original because I didn't like the original very much.
Yeah.
And then they did a re-release of it later on, but it didn't really fix any of the issues that game had. It just added more content, which doesn't solve the problem of the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anything else on that, Eric?
No,
Okay.
but I'm guessing Europe is the same date as Japan's because it's a Friday release.
Yeah. Okay, next story comes to us from RPGsite.net as well. Squeenix announces Bravely Default Brilliant Lights for mobile devices. So there you go. It's a 10th anniversary project. No release date or English localization in sight. So there you go. Additionally, Squeenix revealed that Bravely Default series has surpassed 3 million unit sales, which is still not good enough for them. So, you
Oh, it definitely is.
no, I know.
They, they've toned down.
Yeah, well, I'm making a joke at their expense, Eric. So there you
Yeah,
go.
that's kind of old though. They did that years ago.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. All right, next story, Eric.
Next story is Super Robot Wars 30 is coming to Steam globally, which is astonishing because sure, it kind of sucks there's no mention of console releases, but considering the fact there's been a buttload of pre-orders for this already, I'm sure that Bandai will reconsider not trying to acquire the licenses to release the other versions on the other platforms better.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else on that?
Um, October 28th is the day it comes out.
Okay, that's good news. If you like those mech type stuff, that's Super Robot. Have you played a little bit of Super Robot Wars in the
I
series?
played OG 1 and 2 on the GBA, but
Yeah.
that's
Uh,
like the only other release that the West has got other than Endless Frontier, which is a spin-off game.
yeah. Okay, so there you go. If you're a fan of that series, it's coming soon. All right, next story comes to us from RPGsite.net, and this is fairly interesting, and I kind of want to talk a little bit about this. Manhunter Truth Quest DLC launches on August 31st for PS5, PlayStation 4, Series X, S, Xbox One, and PC, and it'll be about $15. So, um, okay, I have Maneater, and I played Maneater, and you probably downloaded the PS Plus version of it,
It
Eric.
also played on Game Pass.
Yeah. Um, it's a fun game, but it's more of a novelty type game. It's not one of these things that that I think people are clamoring for DLC. So I don't know. I might wait till this goes down to like $5 or less on the DLC front before I even decide to get it. But I'm trying to find out the length of it. Doesn't really give you, but it does include what's called a new evolution set, maximum level cap increased to 40. That's actually nice. 5 new organ evolutions with 1 additional organ slot unlocked at level 35 requires DLC ownership. So of course, but it doesn't tell you how long it's gonna be. That's usually how I kind of judge DLC. Of course, content wise, like if it's good, it's good. But I kind of like lengthier DLC if I'm going to pay a little more for it. But that's something to look forward to if you're into Maneater. It's a decent game. It's the controls are not the greatest in the world because you're a shark basically. But there's some interesting
And
mechanics in the
according to
game.
this DLC, you'll be able to shoot lasers.
Oh, yeah, that's actually kind of cool. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get Breakman back into the fray here. I'm going to try to... Let's try to add Break in here. He's having a hard time. I don't know what's going on. Break, do we have you yet? Not yet. Okay. So yeah. Next story, Eric.
Next story is, Nier Automata has got the promised PC patch that will put it in line with the Game Pass version on Windows Store for PC users. It will finally drop on July 15th. So that already happened a day ago.
Yeah.
But yay, stable frame rate and cutscenes and more, because Square can't port PC games.
Yeah.
They always seem to have problems.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's a shame.
And it takes them like 5 years to get it fixed.
Yeah. Okay, anything else on that? Is there anything major that we need to know on this?
No.
All right. Can you do the next story as well, Eric, while I try to get Eric on, or Break on here?
Okay, so the original Nexomon is coming to consoles. Originally released on the PC, but strangely enough, I didn't hear about Nexomon until the sequel came out, and then it came on everything, and now they're rectifying that mistake of releasing that on consoles first. But this one definitely looks rougher because of the art style. It's kind of garish.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at it. The art style is a little, yeah.
It looks a little cheap. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good quality artwork. It just feels like it's a composite game.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, Eric. Looking at Freak Five's comment, he says, "I'm having Long John Silvers for dinner." We don't have any more Long John Silvers here anymore, Freak Five, and I love Long John Silvers, man. That's if I'm gonna eat greasy shit, then that's high on my list. Yeah, Break, man. I don't know what's going on, man. Something's going on with Break's stuff.
Bacon broke his computer.
Yeah, he didn't do enough. He didn't do enough Hail Bacons this week. So, all right, we'll work on that. But let's go to the next story from RPGsite.net. Roguelike RPG Crown Trick launches for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on August 31st. And there you go. It originally released for the Switch and PC October 2020. You didn't pick this up, did you, Eric?
No.
Okay. I thought maybe by chance you might have.
I don't really cover PC stuff.
No, this is on the Switch.
I never. Yeah. Well, it must still. It's a roguelike.
Yeah.
Like I like roguelikes, but very few do the whole thing well.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
There's only a handful that I actually enjoy playing, and this isn't one of those games.
Yeah. Free Requiem of Elements DLC is now available for the Switch version. So it adds a new endless game mode alongside new weapon skills and more. It's already available for the PC version. So there's a trailer. It looks okay. I mean, it this is not a gameplay trailer, I don't think. But if that artwork is any indication, if you could kind of think of, I don't know, maybe like Plants vs. Zombies type artwork, but like in a dungeon with magic and stuff, that's what this would be. I mean, I'm with you, Eric. I'm not a big roguelike guy, so it's not up my alley, but maybe it's one of the good ones. I don't know. So there you go. All right, Eric, what do we got next?
We've got Steam Deck, which is Valve's portable PC gaming device.
Yeah.
Gonna cover this. It doesn't have too much on the specs here, but it's gonna have a 7-inch touchscreen like the new Nintendo Switch, the OLED Switch, a D-pad, 2 analog sticks, 2 trackpads, which is kind of like the touchpad on the PS4 and the PS5, and 4 face buttons, and left trigger, left 2 trigger, and R1 and R2 triggers, and R4 and R5 and L4 and L5 buttons are also on the back of the unit. So they're kind of like the touch buttons on the touchpads at behind the Vita.
Yeah, I think this is cool. I mean, I have a couple of design
It
issues
didn't
with it.
mention the L3 and R3s because those are like basically standard now.
Yeah. Eric, do you like the placement of the controls at the top of this uh, device, or is that because to me that
I
to me
don't know. I'd have to hold it in my hands, but
yeah
it looks kind of potentially bad idea.
yeah, I think it's a bad idea, Eric. I mean, it's a cool concept. I like the
I
concept
think
of it.
they did it that way though, so the rest of your hands can hold onto it because it's a little bit heftier than a Switch.
I gotcha. That might be it, but still. Um. Oh boy, Freak Five, something else,
It
man.
doesn't say whether or not it has a um uh in a TV in, because then you could plug it into your TV and
Yeah.
output it to that, and then like you could take it on the go and then just plug it into your TV, no fuss.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. It looks cool. I mean, the only
I mean,
thing.
there's probably ways to stream your device to a monitor, but like you can't do it. You probably can't do it naturally,
Yeah.
like a Switch.
Yeah, I would say I'm reserved on this. I mean, I'm in the middle, Eric. I think it's a cool concept. The screen looks cool. The device itself looks cool, but the controls at the top, I'm not too keen on that. So, like you said, I'd have to have it in my hand to see if it
Here's
was.
some of the specs. An AMD CPU. It's a Zen 2 processor. 16 gigabits of RAM. 64 gigabyte internal storage, and that's the base unit. That's $400.
Jeez. What?
Then you have to pay $529 for the 256, and I doesn't list the price for the 512 gig.
Wow. So but
But
that's
like you could probably just buy the cheapest one, then buy a good SD card.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree.
Because
Like
it
you could
does
buy
have an SD card
yeah.
slot.
Another TV viewer is in the chat, so welcome on in. Freak Five says the first fish.
You can install Windows on it, so that means you could probably put emulators and a whole bunch of other stuff on there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure you can do more with that device than a lot of things, Eric. Of course. So, okay, that is the news. No real homie discounts. There's the usual sales on PlayStation and Xbox. I didn't see anything on Nintendo worthwhile. So. We're waiting for Breakman to reboot, so if we have Dear Breakman, we'll get that when he comes back. Therefore, let's do this.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know what you've been playing, Eric.
I think Freak's been playing it. You might be Cthulhu.
Oh, he says the first fish to leave the oceans grew legs and tried to get away from Frank trying to fight. Wow, Freak 5. Wow. Dude. Wow, I'm not even gonna comment on that. Okay, that's why I threw up an exile sign earlier. All right, Eric, what you got? What you been playing?
Been playing more Pokemon Ultra Sun. I finished it, and there is post game content, but I don't want to get to it right now, so I'll do it later. And so I popped in Monster Hunter Stories and started playing that. So I've been playing at that every little bit at work, and I got through Nier Automata. I got the platinum. So
Awesome.
Not platinum, the max gamer score. I've been playing the Xbox version,
Oh, good.
and that's all I've really been playing, other than a little bit of Skyward Sword HD today, which I wanted to play all day today, which is why I took today off, but I had to finish getting that max gamer score on Nier first.
Yeah. All right. I played and beat Final Fantasy VII Remake. So that's all that I've been playing during the week. So I did finish it, and I we'll have a review right about now.
RPGrinders reviews.
Eric, I'm going to hold off on yours because yours is one of the same as mine. So for the first time in RPGrinders history, there will be a review for a series, a movie, and a video game, all in the same segment. So I was looking through, and not one time has any one of us did all three, Eric. So without further ado, I'm going to do it. So the first thing I'm going to review is the show Loki. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to watch it. If you haven't, you want to tune out now. Now's your warning. I'm not going to do major spoilers because, I'm not into that. But Loki was quite good. I enjoyed the series. I do have a few little minor quibbles with it. And one medium quibble. The medium quibble that I have with it is they've kind of dumbed down Loki in the series. They made him not nearly as important as Loki should be. So that was like my medium gripe with it. But it basically follows Loki in an alternate universe take where he runs into multiple versions of himself. Joining, I didn't see you sneak in there again.
Freak says I rewatched The Defenders and realized that what a dick Tony Stark was in Civil War. It's like, Freak, you don't know half of it. I mean, he was butthurt because Bucky killed his parents when he didn't really, because he wasn't himself, but he still wanted to bust him for it.
Yeah, but you can. I guess I can understand that, Eric. I mean, would you not understand that?
He broke up his friendship with Captain America for
right,
it, even
right.
though he was in the wrong.
There's no question Tony Stark was a dick, man. There were adults with superpowers in the same city, and he goes to the teenager for help.
Civil War could have been avoided by Tony not being a complete asshole.
That's true too. Dungeon says the ending to Loki was disappointing for me, but the series as a whole was fun. I like the end. Okay, Dungeon. I understand what you're saying. The villain reveal at the end is really good. I think it's a perfect transition to like a big villain. Other than if you weren't going to do something like Doctor Doom again or Galactus or something like that, then Kang, spoilers. Kang is the big deal. And there will be a season 2, as Eric alluded to earlier. But yeah, I like it. I think I think it was good series. It was a lackluster ending, I will say, Dungeon, but I think it sets things up nicely for.
Also, Tony Stark is like super fascist because he didn't think his little Jarvis idea was wrong, was like messed up in the Age of Ultron. It's like, really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they should have went with it.
What could possibly go wrong with my idea?
In the comic books, it was Ant-Man that created.
Hell, that's
Ultron.
what Civil War should have been about. Tony just being a complete fool with that whole scenario.
Well, I mean, in fairness, he's dead now, so Okay. Let's see. So Loki, I'm giving an 8 out of 10. I think it's the best series that Marvel has to date. So, I'm looking forward to season 2. I think they can go quite a long ways with it. The comic books are inspiration, and there's inspiration all over in the comic books. So, there's plenty of room to go there. All right, now my second, and Eric, you can chime in here because I think you have a review for this as well, is A Quiet Place Part 2. If you don't want spoilers again, now's your warning. Please leave. I'll try not to spoil as much as I can, but I rather enjoyed Quiet Place 2. The ending is to me, it ended suddenly, and
I think they were setting up a sequel because
that's what I'm gonna say. My only issue with Quiet Place 2, it basically picks up after Quiet Place 1, where Emily Blunt is now leading her 3 kids through a perilous journey. The monsters are sound sensitive, so you can't make any sound really. They end up hooking up with a former friend, Cillian Murphy's character, who lost his family in the whole debacle. And the way that it ends, Eric, I think, like I said, is awful sudden, but you're right. I think they're leaving it open for a big sequel. There's plenty of money to be made in that franchise for sure. So Dungeon says he's definitely looking forward to season 2 of Loki. Yeah, I am too, man. I think there's a lot to do. Freak5 says, I can't remember which movie it was. I think Iron Man 2. Tony was making an argument against giving the government his Iron Man suits, and that argument was basically Steve's argument. I know, Freak5.
Yeah, the whole first Iron Man was like his rival pointing out that he made the strongest weapon ever, even though he tried to stop being a weapons manufacturer because of the thing that happened in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And you think he would have maybe not have given technology to Rhodey in the military so that they could do their bullshit in other countries.
Yeah. So anyways, back to Quiet Place 2. I think it was a perfect sequel other than that jarring ending, Eric. Like two events happen, right? I don't want to spoil the very end, but two events happen and then it's over. Credits roll. But I think what you're saying is right, Eric. They're setting it up for a bigger third part. So it basically follows the family splits up. Like the little, I guess you can't even call her a little girl, but the young lady kind of splits off because she's looking for what her father was kind of pointing out, that there was like a radio station somewhere or something, and Cillian Murphy's character follows after her. And of course she's stuck because I don't know if you remember the first one, but she got a big nail through her foot, so it's really hard for her to walk and stuff, so she couldn't chase after her daughter as quick as Cillian Murphy's character could. So it just basically there's two branching stories that kind of lead to the same spot at the same exact time, narratively wise anyways. And I don't know, Eric, what do you think of Quiet Place 2?
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, the monster design is great. The monsters remind me sort of the Demogorgons in Stranger Things, but a little more refined and slightly scarier, in my opinion. Like, they're super fast. Like, they're almost as fast as a car. Like, they can jump long distances. So these things are... kind of scary. And at the beginning, they I don't know if they almost gave an explanation of what happened, but some type of meteor, could have been a ship, kind of crashed into the earth.
So is the whole planet covered in these things, or is it just the country?
That's a good question. That's a good question, Eric. Nobody knows. But they can be killed by conventional means. You can shoot them in the head and they're dead, but they're just way too fast for that shit. So I'm giving Quiet Place 2 a 9 out of 10. I thought it was an excellent sequel that was almost as good as the first one. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah.
All
so
right.
I'm going to give it a 9.
Yeah. So I think we both agree on that. I'm going to hold my Black Widow review for next week. Maybe Eric will get a chance to watch it in that time. But I will say I disagree slightly with Weiland. Weiland said it was kind of garbage. I didn't think it was garbage. I just didn't think it was consequential.
I didn't see his tweet, or maybe you have to refresh the page. I don't know.
But I think it's worth watching for sure. It adds a little depth to Black Widow's character, which was the main flaw.
You're talking about what he was talking about last week. That's right.
Yeah. So I'm going to refrain on talking about that till next week. Dungeon says it was okay, but not great. Yeah, see, Dungeon, it didn't hit that level of greatness I expect from Marvel movies. At least, in terms of grandeur. But, whatever. Dungeon says one of the major character changes was like WTF. I know what you're talking about. I'll talk about it next week, Dungeon. That is a major disappointment for me, but we'll talk about it next week. But to finish off my trifecta, which has not been done on RPGrinders, I am now reviewing a game, Final Fantasy VII Remake. I got a chance to finish that over the week, and my oh my, what a game! It's a great game, great remake. I like the old school turn-based stuff, so I wish there was kind of a mode for that. It's more of an action RPG now, but it gives a lot of context to what happened in the game. Again, this is only Midgar, so it's only the very first part of... Eric, do you think this is going to be split up into 3 games or 2?
3 or 4.
Yeah, I'm thinking 3 or 4 too. You know the
I
problem.
don't think they'll necessarily cover the entirety of the original game because they're heavily implying that things are going to change drastically from here on out.
Yeah. I liked it. I do have one major issue with the game, and it knocks quite a bit down for me. The consequences were not that great in the first game. Like there's no I didn't feel like I mean one character die or two characters quote unquote die. One ends up coming back at the end.
Well, sort of. I mean, that might have been another timeline.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's really weird the way that they did it. I don't remember those events happening in the original the way that they did in that. Maybe
They're not. Well, that's the point. It's a different timeline, so things are different.
Yeah.
But it is an excuse for them to look at mistakes they made in the past and rectify them.
Yeah. The tracks were cool. That's one thing, Dungeon. The music was amazing for sure. I like collecting all the music. I only missed on my first run. I only missed two tracks. I don't know where I missed them, and I only missed two missions, like two side quest things. So I thought that was pretty good for my first run. But I don't know. The stakes didn't seem that high to me in the first game. So maybe that'll get ramped up in the second game. Like there was, I never really felt like there was any real peril for any of the characters except at the very, very end. And
well, the arbiters are making sure that didn't happen. That's
no,
why.
I understand, and that's why I'm saying that's part of the problem that I had with this first game.
It's like Nomura made a story where he made the arbiters basically the Final Fantasy VII purists who don't want anything to change.
Yeah,
and you're like, fuck off, we're gonna kill you.
Yeah, yeah. I did. I guess that the only other problem I had was at the very end. There's a couple of mission. Oh, that's okay. There you go, Dungeon. I was just about ready to get into that. He says I'm not a fan of the highway chases with the motorcycle.
Well, I wasn't on the original either, so.
Yeah, that was really jarring, Dungeon. Like when I went through.
They make it just as bad as the original.
Yeah, I'm sailing through the game, right? Like I'm having no issues whatsoever. I fight every boss.
You can skip
just
those though.
Hold
you
on,
don't have
Eric.
to play them.
I'm kicking so much ass in that game, and I'm enjoying my time in it because it's very rare that you have a game where you just feel like a total badass. I felt like a total badass from start to finish. Even when I was forced to play other characters I didn't want to play, like I still had full control over what I was doing and felt good. But when I got to those missions, like I said,
you
Eric,
can skip them on a replay.
Okay, Eric, let me finish before. I felt like the difficulty curve was way too high on those things, man. Like, yes, they don't give you a tutorial, but they tell you what to do, and it's not like it's rocket science or anything, but it's just a little jarring. Like, the entire game you're playing a certain way, and then you have to go through these motorcycle sequences, and then you're like, oh shit, what do I do here? And I can only do one kind of special move, the spinning motorcycle thing that basically does a little more damage, but takes a lot longer.
You can hold L1 and press triangle to do a gale slash.
Oh, I forgot about that one too. I learned that one at the very end, and that was actually kind of helpful, especially with that big tank boss thing. But I don't know. I just thought that was just like a wishy-washy part of the game. Dungeon says when the last one came up, I wish so much that there was a skip button, but no, I have to use this dumb motorcycle. I know, Dungeon. I did not enjoy that. That was the only part of the game that I really didn't enjoy. But other than that,
like I said, if you're going for 100% trophies, you could skip that on a hard mode run.
Yeah. But anyways, other than that, I thought it was a fine game. If you remember, for some of the old school grinder people, like the people that are in chat right now, Dungeon and Freak and some of the others in there, maybe, I don't know if Wyland's in there, but we used to talk about at the very beginning of the show when the point was when we would see gameplay that equaled the CG movie type stuff from the original disc, like the PS1 and the PS2 disc. I think we've reached that point now. Like, I can solidly say, like, there wasn't much of a difference between the FMVs in Final Fantasy VII and the actual gameplay that you're playing. So we are definitely at the point now where we're there, and I'm happy about that. Like I never before have I not even like Final Fantasy X or 13 or any of the Final Fantasies that I ever feel like we were at the quality of those FMVs. I think right now, Eric, we are definitely at that point where like the in-game engine is every bit as good as the FMV stuff that they're producing for the Final Fantasy game. So I don't know what's your feeling on that, Eric.
No, most of the time they're not even using FMVs.
Yeah, I know, but they did use FMVs, and but it was hard to tell the difference between, the FMVs and the actual in-game
Well, you can
engine.
tell because the frame rate's still like 24.
Yeah, that you can tell, but I'm saying other than that, like graphic wise, like it's almost, like there's not much difference, Eric. Like I think it just looks fantastic. I think we're at that point where, we're at that point where the old school FMV time is now in game. So I was thoroughly impressed with more than what I thought, because I wasn't a huge fan of the original Final Fantasy VII. I know it's like one of those seminal games that everybody points to and stuff like that. But to me, I thought it was slightly overrated in the Final Fantasy series. Definitely important game for sure. But now that I'm playing it this way, I think it's great. And other than those end sequences and a couple little tiny minor.
Another big problem with the original Final Fantasy VII was that localization was so damn
Yeah,
bad.
the localization was terrible. But I don't know. And the other little minor issue I had was some of the voice acting was pretty wonky. Like Barrett, I didn't think did a great job with his voice acting. Of course, the script was probably the problem.
Well, like I said, it's like they got better as the game goes along.
Yeah, but it still wasn't
they didn't
great.
bother doing retakes for earlier scenes.
Yeah, Eric, overall, I don't think it was great. But other than that, I think it was fine. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. I think it's I think it is one for the ages. I wish they would have, I don't know, maybe included like a little bit more content. I know they have that DLC that I haven't played yet, but I just wish there would have been a little more.
I will say that the Barrett voice actor is better than the Barrett voice actor from Advent Children.
Yeah, not by much though. I mean, I thought he was the weakest link. I will say Tifa is one of the best looking video game characters I've ever seen in my life in this game. I mean, I hate that it has to take like, the females being dressed up in like mini skirts and shit like that. I mean, the year's 2021.
I kind of hate how red her eyes are though. It looks too unnatural.
I kind of like it,
tone
man.
It down a bit.
No, I liked it. I like that a lot, actually. I think that's, I don't know, I just thought that character model was absolutely gorgeous, and I really enjoyed, like, almost all the character models, man. They did a really good job with everything in that game, man, mostly. Like I said, the voice acting aside, a little bit of voice acting problems, a couple of sequences, but other than that, I give it...
I like the attention to detail, like when your characters get turned into frogs.
Oh, yeah, that was
has
cool.
A little sword.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. When that first happened to me, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Did I just all of a sudden switch characters? It was kind of weird, but it was still cool. You could still attack with your tongue and stuff after that. But no, it was a pretty good game, and challenge level was right where I needed it to be. I could probably do it on normal and be just fine as well. But I give it a 9 out of 10. I thought it was pretty good. I forgot what you gave it, Eric. I think you gave it a 9.5.
I gave it a full score.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, I give it a 9. I think there was enough room for improvement that I'm looking forward to the next game for sure. So there we go. That's my take on that. Let's see. So that's our reviews. Let's move on. I'm still hoping Break gets in here. I don't know what's going on here. Let me check my Twitter, make sure that Break didn't. Yeah, poor Break, man. Fucking Skype has given him issues. We'll sit tight for him, but let's move on to everybody's favorite segment.
Almost making the case for doing the show in Discord stronger.
Ah, what is it?
Stinko of the Week.
All right, Eric. If we get Break in here, we'll do his stinkos as well. But let's go with your stinko of the week.
My Stinko is break solving problems.
Yeah, I know. Mine too. But all right.
And also, we have to say farewell to Richard Donner, who passed away last week.
Yeah, Richard Donner directed Lethal Weapon, Superman, of course. There's a plethora of movies that I don't have time in the show to list all the movies that Richard Donner's done, but those are some big notable ones for sure. But yeah, it's a shame. He was 80 years old. What do you remember Richard Donner the most from, Eric?
Goonies.
Oh yeah, the Goonies. That's right. Freak says he might replay Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yeah, it's worth a replay for sure, Freak 5. I got to go back and do a couple of missions and get a couple of discs, and then I'll finish up with trophies, I think. There's a few more things I can do, but... All right, anything else, Eric?
No, that's it.
Okay, is MXT still in chat? I doubt it. He usually bolts out of here like super fast. Yeah. MXT, are you still in chat? If you are, he talked about... oh my God, Freak 5 says, my sister finally nominated me for Employee of the Quarter and I didn't win. Well, that's because you're not Employee of the Month material, Freak 5. You got to step up your game.
No, it's because he is Employee of the Month material. So if you're Employee of the Month, you don't deserve Employee of the Quarter because you do something better than that.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. Fans at games, like tonight, MXT said that WWE's bringing fans back in, and that it is kind of exciting because we've had a year and a half of sporting events without fans, and that part is exciting to see fans at games and cheering and booing and stuff like that is a part of it makes things exciting. And but there's a problem. There's a big problem that everybody's gonna have to face here real soon, and that's we're still in the age of COVID, man. Like I read something that less than 50% of the American population, I think it's around 40%, is actually vaccinated. And that's not enough for herd immunity. And there's different things, Oh, by the way, the phone lines are open. Freak 5, if you want to call in, actually now would be a good time to help out the show. You can talk with Eric about stuff while I take care of some business. But if you want to call in, then great. I just have a problem with it because there's too many variants. Like the Delta variant is super contagious, and even beyond that is the Lambda variant, which I'm really afraid about. I know that the vaccines that I've taken are good for the Delta variant based on the information I've gotten from various sources online and otherwise. But the Lambda variant, I don't think that this vaccine is going to hold up against it. I could be wrong, but and the race to get a vaccine for that one might be a lot harder because it's mutated too much. So I'm really afraid for that. It's good to see fans at football games and wrestling events and stuff like that, but I don't know. I just think that having fans at games right now at a time like this is probably not the right thing. So that's my stinko of the week. And that's just how it is. It might be a short show, Eric. I don't want to do the tournament without break, man. So, unless Freak wants to call in and talk to you about some free-for-all stuff, I think that might do it after our next segment here. But anything else that you got on Stinkos, Eric?
Japan just thinking that it could still do the Olympic Games.
Yeah, I know. I think they should just cancel it this time around, and
hell, we should cancel the committee that determines whether or not people get to compete, because they've been banning some people for some language that doesn't sound racist, but is totally racist.
Yeah. Well, and also
Just because
like
those claims are ridiculous.
they're banning people from participating, and Freak Five says he doesn't feel like calling in. Okay, I appreciate that, Freak Five, you son of a bitch. I don't have a Sweeto this week, and I don't think you do either, Eric. So I don't know. I think we might end up cutting out early today and do a supersized show next week. What do you say, Eric?
Yeah.
All right. I think that's gonna do it, man. Let's do your plugs, and then we'll get out of here.
You can find me on bostonbashbrigade.com and the feed where I do reviews or audio reviews, respectively, for games. And if you like what I've written or made an audio review of, you can support me on Patreon. And the link to that is in my Twitter profile, which is at RPGrinders. Or you can just go to Patreon and type my name in. So I'm writing reviews and making videos. Well, I haven't made a video, and I probably won't for a while, but that's the aim. I'm trying to get to that point, but I guess I'm doing these audio reviews to make up for that. But I think it might be the format that it might be the go-to format for me for a while. So I can't motivate myself to write it anymore.
Yeah. Freak Five says, LOL, earlier this week, a coworker called me a motherfucker. I said, my wife is a mother, so that is factually accurate. What about Sweetos? I just explained, Freak Five. Neither I or Eric have a Sweeto this week, so, and without break, so if you want to tell us yours, put it in there, and I'll let everybody know what your Sweeto was, Freak Five, before we end the show. My Twitter handle is at Frank Branches if you want to follow me on there. You can follow me on any of the systems, RPGrinders. And if you want to follow the show and send in Breakman questions, at RPGrinders on Twitter, and we will make sure and give you a shout out. Make sure you go see Quiet Place 2. It's really good. All right, Freak Fives, let us know. What's your Sweeto? What else? What else do I want to plug? Watch Loki. Loki's a ton of fun. There are some flaws to it that I explained in my review. Play Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think it's a really excellent...
I might just forego news next week so we can... Because I'm going to have a lot of reviews I'm going to do.
Okay, that's fine.
And we have to do more in the tournament because of this week.
Yeah. Freak Five says the Democrats in Texas leaving the state so the Republicans can't vote on some shitty laws. That is a great... I think that's a great thing that they did. I think the governor, Abbott in Texas, is a piece of shit for wanting to arrest those guys. I mean, I still think the Democrats are pieces of shit for a bunch of reasons, Freak Five. But maybe we'll talk about that next week because that's super important. But, thanks for bringing that up. All right, thanks, everybody, for joining. We really appreciate it on this short version of RPGrinders. Hopefully Breakman's Skype will act better next week and everything will be a-okay. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Thanks, everybody in chat. Thanks to Freak 5 Chaos, of course. Dungeon was in there. MXT was in there. Another TV viewer and Commander Root. Thank you all so much. We really appreciate you guys helping us out. Hopefully next week will be a little bit longer super show. So that's about it. Anything else, Eric?
No.
All right, stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Until then, we are out. Later, everybody. All right, everybody in chat, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. I got to poop.